Hey, Gents fans, Matt Sosler here, and I'm joined by head coach Bryan Erikson following the Generals' 4-3 overtime victory against the Maine Nordiques. And coach, a close game. What are some of your thoughts from today's contest?
I mean, very frustrating. Third game in a row we've given up a two-goal lead. We talked about it in between the second and third about how we had, why we had given up two-goal leads the last two games, and they went right back to it, right? And the thing I just told them was that the first 10 minutes when they didn't wasn't when they scored to tie it, but those first 10 were really bad and really sloppy, and then we started to clean it up. But you expelled so much energy when you're playing sloppy hockey that it leads to breakdowns later. So, I thought the first 10 minutes were really bad. I thought the second 10 minutes were really pretty decent. But when you play, cheating hockey, we call it, like where you're cheating the game a little bit, getting on the wrong side of the puck, not getting pucks out, not getting pucks deep, things happen. And they outworked us, and they deserved those goals. But, obviously having, Ricky get his seventh game-winning goal of the season out of 10 goals is, why he was out there, right, is to close that game out. And he did what Ricky does. He's a big game player, and he made a big-time play.
Yeah, you mentioned Ricky Boyce, and he seems to be automatic with the game on the line. He has 7 game-winning goals thus far, including the last 2 overtime game-winning goals in the past 2 overtime victories. Elaborate a little bit more on his play when the game's on the line.
Yeah, Ricky, he sees the ice exceedingly well. So he might not be the fastest guy or anything, and a lot of times you think that, the fastest guys are going to be the best when there's more ice. And a lot of times that is actually true. But guys that can see lanes and can jump out to lanes and push pucks to areas and, use their body. Like Ricky does such a good job of using his body to, keep defenders at bay and using his reach to, put the puck out of reach. He does a really good job with that. And, for me, you just trust him more with the puck. I mean, obviously he scores goals, and that's a reason why he gets trusted as much. But he's also out there on our penalty kill and our power play for those same reasons, because he does such a good job protecting the puck. He makes simple plays, he makes smart plays, and when he's not playing well, it's similar to why we blow 2-goal leads. He gets away from that, and sometimes he needs to be reminded, like everybody does. But, Ricky is a phenomenal captain. He's a phenomenal kid. He's a phenomenal hockey player. He's a kid that we're going to miss a tremendous amount next year, and, I'm really excited about the fact that, he keeps getting rewarded. Hopefully a school will take a chance on a kid that, will never let them down, like he's never let us down.
Yeah, can't emphasize that enough. You mentioned 2000s, another 2000. This one has his college commitment all locked up, but back in the lineup tonight after missing some time with injury and getting on the board in the second period as well. Your captain, Dylan Schuett. What was it like having him back on the ice and contributing?
Well, Dylan already has his college commitment. He's already D1 ready, from a size standpoint, from a hockey IQ standpoint. He does not need to be playing in these last 8 games, starting tonight. We have 7 games now, but, and I'm not convinced he's 100%. I don't know if he will be at 100% the rest of the year. And, Eric did a really good job of managing his minutes. And the unfortunate part for Eric is Dylan kind of forces your hand and puts you in a really bad spot. He puts you in a spot where you have to play him more because he's so good and because he does such a good job. I think that, for us, getting Dylan in the lineup, getting him back when, he doesn't, everybody knows that he's hurt, that he's got his commitment, that he doesn't need to play. And here comes your captain, and he's going to play. Doesn't matter to him. Doesn't matter if we're out of the playoffs. Doesn't matter whatever it is. It's a game, and he's ready to rock and roll. So at the end of the day, love him, and, really respect the fact that he worked so hard to get back and playing games that, they're not meaningless by any means, but they're, for him, it could be classified as that, but it just shows you the character the kid has, and, really excited about that.
Yeah, 100%. We talked about what it's like having Dylan back on the ice, but now that he is back on the ice, how does it impact the other guys on the ice?
Well, it gives them no excuses. They have no ability to make an excuse about an injury or, a bump or a bruise or playing hard or not playing hard. The one thing I said to these guys before the game is, that we know a lot of teams in the NA that have quit on their coaches or quit on their teammates. teams that have won a lot of games and teams that also haven't had success. And these guys have never quit on Eric or I, and they've never quit on Matt Dibble, and they haven't quit on each other. And I just think it shows. You got buy-ins from Dylan Chouette, and you got guys like Ricky Boyson that's always injured, and you got guys that have been back, Cooper and Liam McCanny and Jonathan Young. You just have guys that are willing to battle and willing to really go in there and have each other's backs. And at the end of the day, that's what you hope. And for as a coach, you get really good guys that are ready to play hockey, and we're very fortunate.
Yeah, a couple more guys I want to mention. Ryan Gordon having another good night, 3 assists against Maine tonight. What are some of your thoughts on his play? Seems like he gets on the score sheet every time he steps foot on the ice. What are some of your thoughts on his play from tonight and the past few days?
I mean, Ryan Gordon has been everything we wanted him to be when he first got here. I think, a lot of times you have a kid that comes from midget hockey that was their best player or one of the best players, and he was a skill guy, and he was able to do this and he was able to do that. And, it doesn't work at this level. Sometimes it's a hard transition for kids to make. And Ryan got kind of caught in that and kind of got caught in my doghouse a little bit for, not keeping things simple. And he worked his way out by, kind of making sure that he just did things like the little stuff. And, it's hard. You try to tell kids, if you do the little stuff, you're going to get rewarded with goals. But it's nice to see that he's getting rewarded with the points. He's scored a bunch of goals in the last 12 games. He's got a bunch of assists. He's a big-time player, and he's a big part of our future here. We're ecstatic about our players that we have that are coming back. I mean, obviously, we're going to miss our 2000s, but we have some studs back there, and Ryan Gordon is a pretty good example of that.
Yeah, you mentioned the 2000s, another 2000, this one on the NA3 level. James Clark making Generals history in just one season with the team. He announced his college commitment today. What are some of your thoughts on his commitment?
Real proud. I mean, James Clark is a kid that played for the Skylands Kings. That team folded last year. We tendered him right away, knowing that he was going to have opportunities and options to play in the MCDC and in the NA. We talked to him about being a backup option for him. He loved our program and, got to play against us and, many times. And he's a kid that I stayed in contact with, and, he made an NCDC roster, and he actually scored the game-winning goal in his only game. But he also, was a kid that's a 2000, and he's an import, and he kind of realized that, he was going to be scratched more than he was going to be in. And for him, he trusted that, his words, not mine, he trusted that we were going to do what we told him we would do, which was help him get committed to play college hockey. And he wanted to do that while playing as much hockey as possible so he could improve as much as possible. He came here after, first week of the season or second week of the season, best 200-foot guy to me and to Darryl in the entire NA3. Just does everything well. Exceptional skater. I mean, this is a kid that in any normal year would have played in the NA, but, with everything getting pushed down from the USHL and from the BCHL and, Canadian leagues getting canceled, guys get pushed out at the OL level, and then guys also get pushed out at the import limits. And, he's kind of a double whammy there, the 2000 import. So for us, when he came and practiced with the NA team, he fit right in. He did a really good job. And, Suffolk isn't just getting, this isn't just a commitment and, yeah, you got a nice little kid here. No, you got a kid that's going to be an impact player for 4 years on the ice, but, also off the ice. Just a great kid. Really happy for him.
Yeah, 100%. Now back up to the NA. You guys have the series finale against Maine tomorrow. It's also the season finale on the schedule between you guys. It's always a tight game. It's always a good game when you guys get together. What needs to happen in order to build off of tonight's victory heading into tomorrow?
Just got to remember why we had success and the times when we didn't have success. We'll be reminding them tomorrow through video and, our pregame preparation. There's no secret that we don't like Maine. They don't like us, and that's fine. And, it's got a little bit of more of an edge to it. I don't have a lot of respect for them as a program, and ultimately I don't think they feel that way about us. So, at the end of the day, we want to beat them, and we're going to do everything we can to put the best lineup out there and give it the best chance we can. They're a team that we can't catch. They're a team that's clinched their playoff spot and most likely home ice advantage in the first round. But we want to make them remember when they play the Generals. And that's our goal, and to build off that into leading into our next year's series.
Yeah, completely agree with that, Coach. Coach, congrats on the win. Thank you so much, and good luck tomorrow in the series finale.
Thank you.